Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a product that on the surface promised, well, peak elegance.
Right?
The Kramer KWC-1-BC wireless charging spot.
It's one of those things, an elegant in-table solution. That's the marketing anyway.
And our mission today is to kind of strip that away and see what's really going on with the engineering behind this supposedly simple charger.
Look, the idea is great. You walk up to a table in a conference room, you put your phone down on a spot, and it just starts charging.
Simple, seamless, except not quite.
Not quite. The source material is very clear. If your device didn't have wireless charging built in,
Which, back then, many didn't.
you had to buy a separate dongle.
Hang on. So to get this built-in elegant experience, you first had to go buy an extra accessory and plug that into your phone.
It kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
just shows you how much this whole concept relies on one thing.
Standardization.
Universal standardization. The whole product hinges on being Qi standard compliant.
So key. Everyone's heard of it. But what does that compliance really mean when you're physically drilling something into a piece of furniture?
It means everything. It means Kramer didn't have to invent a proprietary system. They could just, piggyback on the global standard that Apple and Android were already using.
So it's the foundation.
It's the only reason it could exist at all. Without Qi, it's just a useless plastic puck in a table.
But the standards always come with trade-offs, right? There's always some physical cost. Where do we see that here?
Oh, we see it clearly in the specs. The power standard is Qi, yes. But look at the charging efficiency, 73%.
73. So,
Oh,
wait, you're telling me 27% of the power is just...
gone. Vanished. Wasted as heat for the sake of convenience.
That is a huge inefficiency cost just to avoid plugging in a cable.
A massive cost. And that heat is why the power output is capped at 900 milli. It's also why the unit itself needs a pretty beefy 12-volt power supply.
And it also explains the fuse, I'm guessing.
Exactly. The fuse rating is T6.3A250V. That's not to protect your phone.
That's to protect the table from catching fire.
It's protecting the whole circuit from the heat that's being generated just by moving energy through the air.
Okay, that brings me to the installation. The marketing says, and I'm quoting, easy to install.
Ah, yes. Easy.
But the instructions say you have to drill a hole that is between 4.17 inches and 4.25 inches. That is a tolerance of 0.08 of an inch.
It's basically nothing. You need to be a professional. The elegant flush mount look demands this incredible precision from the person installing it.
And the table can't be thicker than 3 inches.
Right, so your beautiful thick boardroom table might be too thick. You make the hole a tiny bit too wide. The whole thing is ruined. It's not seamless anymore.
Which maybe is why they offered a 7-year warranty. They knew things could go wrong.
I think they had to. But even with that, the product itself, the standalone spot, is now discontinued.
And it makes sense why. The technology just moved on.
It evolved. You can see it in the related products Kramer lists, like the TBUS1KWC. The charging spot stopped being a standalone product.
And it became a feature.
Exactly. It got integrated into these larger table connection hubs. So now you have power outlets and Ethernet and HDMI and, also a wireless charging spot.
So if the charging standard becomes obsolete, the whole unit isn't a total waste.
The hole in your table still has a purpose.
So, wrapping this up, what's the real lesson here for you? I think it's that even the simplest, most elegant tech rests on, well, a bedrock of strict standards like Qi.
But also on some pretty harsh engineering realities. That 73% efficiency, the heat, the incredibly precise installation, it's all a compromise.
The beautiful vision clashes with the hard physics.
And that leaves us with a bigger question to think about. This kind of embedded tech absolutely depends on the standard it's built for, right? It lives or dies with Qi.
True.
So how viable is any permanently installed solution when the technology is guaranteed to change? What happens to the thousands of holes drilled in tables around the world when we inevitably move on from inductive charging to something totally new? That's what obsolescence really looks like.